Hello. So share with me how can I help you today?
Well, I'm not feeling that good, and
Good.
yeah, I'm feeling not that, I'm feeling bad, but I don't know how to explain. I mean, I'm not having any actual problems yet, but I'm having these weird dreams.
Okay. And can you talk to me about what are the content of these dreams?
Well, I'm having like weird dreams where I am seeing where I'm seeing like real weird stuff. Like my father passed away a year ago, and I'm seeing more of. Well, I mean, I'm seeing him in my dreams, but they are not that conventional. I mean, I'm seeing him like with three eyes or four heads. That kind of random dreams, and they're like a bit scary.
Okay. So you're telling me that you're having these weird dreams about your father that passed away a year ago, and they are not conventional dreams because they are dreams like your father with a lot of heads and a lot of eyes and all of those things. So talk to me a little bit more about the passing away from your father.
Well, he had a car accident. He was with his best friend in a men's trip. They went to Miami because he and his best friend they were. I mean, my father's best friend was having like a depression period, so he felt that it was a correct time and the right time to go to visit him and being together. And I don't know why destiny took him away. I mean, he went to this trip and wanted to help him, and they were in a row, and then came this truck and all this stuff, and he died. I mean, his best friend stayed in a coma for a long, long time, but then I mean, now he's okay. I mean, he lost his arm, but he's alive. And he's feeling also very sad, as I mentioned. He had depression, and now he had like 4 or 5 suicide intents. So I'm a bit worried because he also is having these weird dreams where my father is coming.
Mhm. Okay, so you're telling me that your father died when he was on a trip to Miami to help a friend that was struggling with depression, and they were in a car accident, and well, your father died and his best friend didn't, and he just lost his arm, and he's been like having all of this suicidal ideation, and you're kind of worried about that. So, how has this process um, of grief affecting you? Have you?
Well, when I had the notice, I felt my life was over.
Okay.
My parents are divorced since I am like 12 years old.
Okay.
And I have a pretty good relationship with my mom, but when we were a family, my father was everything for me.
Okay.
And losing him was more than losing half of my life. I mean, I lost not only my life, or half of it. I felt that I lost my best friend. I felt that I lost my other half. And since that, I feel that I'm very, I don't know, I'm not in my right. I feel I don't know, I'm not connected to people. I can't have relationships, especially with men. I mean, I used to have a boyfriend, and when my father passed away, it was a rough time, and I left him because I didn't feel I was having a good time.
Okay, so it seems that it's been a really hard time for you because um, not only you lost your father, but you also lost your best friend, and he was like half of your life. When you were a family, you mentioned that you were really happy because of your father and your mother being together. So talk to me a little bit more about how does your mother affect all of these things? That is she supporting you?
Well, she also had a bad time,
Okay.
yeah. even though they got divorced,
Mhm.
he was the love of of her life.
Okay.
She also went in a big depression, and maybe that's one of the reasons I'm feeling this weird, because I had all these negative things in my back, all these thoughts, and having my nearest uh, boundaries, like the boundary I have with my mom and the boundary I used to have also with my father's best friend, because he also grew me up. I mean, he was when I was little, and he's more than just a friend of my father. He was like my uncle. So having all these persons depressed, I mean, it's so sad and so not weird, but I feel that I'm alone. I feel that I'm alone. I feel that my mom is disconnected totally. Also my uncle, and no one is like supporting me. Yeah, she cried with me. She knows how I'm feeling, but I am not giving that. I'm not feeling the love I used to have when I was a kid, and I'm not feeling also my uncle's support because he lost his arm. And I don't know, my family, I mean my uncles, my cousins, they call me, but I'm feeling very alone. And I'm here because I have my school counselor, and he told me that I needed to come here to speak to you because he thought that I have suicide attempts. I mean, I never hurt myself, but once I had the opportunity and I almost did. I mean, for me, that's not a suicide attempt.
Okay. Okay, so you're telling me that ever since your parent died, your dad died, you've been feeling alone because, yeah, it has been hard for your mother, but it's also been hard for your uncle. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems that you do want to deal with this, but you don't seem to know how because everybody has left you. And perhaps that's why you don't seem to be able to connect with persons, especially with guys. And talk to me a little bit more about this attempt of hurting yourself. When did it happen? How did it happen?
Well, I don't think that I will cut me because I'm not that sad, or I don't know. But once I was in my car and I drank like a lot, and I knew I couldn't drive. But I was so like, I don't know, so aggressive and so, I don't know. I lost my mind, and I took my car, and I knew wasn't okay, and I took it and I drove. I drove like, I don't know, from the party to my house, and I almost got this car accident, and it felt like weird because my father died because of a car accident, and I'm trying to do like the same thing, but I'm doing it on purpose.
Okay, so it seems that you do know that you're trying to recreate the same episode that your parent had. Do you think that this could help you understand in a way why did the car accident happen, or that it may comfort you?
I mean, I was drunk, so I wasn't in my I wasn't in my, I don't know, consent stage, in my consent mind. So probably what I was trying to do, because now I am considering the idea that why I did this, why did I expose myself to this situation, and I'm thinking that perhaps it's because I thought I don't know, in my drunk stage, maybe I thought that it will be the way to see him again. I don't know, like a flashback thing, I don't know. Like maybe it's kind of a Hollywood or movie thing because, yeah, it sounds weird. But maybe, I don't know, I don't know, I am not really focused on what was I searching, because I was drunk.
Okay.
But I knew I had a car. I knew I lost my mind because, well, when I was driving, my friends called me, tell me like, no, come back to the party. You are not allowed to be in this state and driving because you have that thing happened 4 months ago. So they told me like, you recently lost your father. You're trying to like recreate this thing. You're out of your mind. Come back.
Okay. So your friends also made you realize that you were trying to recreate all of these things. But you're really, it seems to me that you're really conscious of everything that happened in that time, because you know that you were drunk and you know that you had a car and you know that you weren't supposed to drive but you did it anyway, and that it was a way for you to like experience what your parents experienced. Okay, so um, right now, do you think that there is a way that you could like work with the grieving of your father in a more healthier way, or do you think that it's something that may happen again?
I think that I need to suffer more. I mean, not suffer, but I need to have more time for this because I didn't saw the body. I mean, the car exploded and everyone burned out. Oh, well, my uncle survived because he jumped from the window, you know, and he could survive, and that's one reason he lost his arm. But I never I never realized that until now I'm feeling like he's even here because I never saw the body and I never went to, I don't know, visiting him to a cemetery because I don't have a body, you know. I only know that that happened on Miami and they called me and that thing, and some family we have in States went to recognize the little things that left my father as a corpse, you know. But then we're having these dreams, and yeah, I think that I need a bit of time.
Okay. So you're telling me that the main reason why you don't seem to be able to move on is because you didn't have the chance to see your father when he passed away, and that perhaps now you need to suffer, and you do need that. You know that you need to feel the pain of losing him. Um, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems to me that even though you know that you do need to do that, you don't seem to be able to do that, and you prefer to have all of these actions that may put in danger your life, like driving drunk and all of these things. And perhaps it seems to me that you're a little bit confused surrounding all those feelings, because there's your dreams, for instance, but there's also you're conscious about this, but there is also the fact that you do want to. There's the idea of hurting yourself. Okay, so talk to me a little bit more about how do you think that your surroundings can help you, like your
Like
friends and things like that.
like yeah, I'm not seeing my friends because I'm thinking that I am a mess for them.
Okay.
I think that the charge, the pain that I am having is just I need to keep it on me, not in others, because why they need to hear me being sad and being annoying? Because yeah, I think being crying all the day is kind of like bad for them because maybe they are having this cute and positive moments in their lives and I'm like ruining them because I came with all this drama. So, and I don't think that. And also, I might say that maybe the things that I have considered, like the car, well, I didn't consider it, but the suicide attempts, unconscious suicide attempts, I mean, maybe they are happening, they are coming, and I'm crossing through my mind because I really don't care now. I think my life has lost all the sense. I don't have any meaning. I think that he, my father, with my father's death, I mean, I can feel that I lost my life. And I don't have, I need to rebuild the pieces that were left.
Okay. So right now you don't seem to have um, like you don't see a lot of hope in the future. Like it's just like it doesn't make any sense to live right now. And although you haven't considered that consciously, you think that probably may happen again. So do you think that perhaps it will help you accepting the fact that your father is not going to be here anymore? Do you think that you may be able to work on that?
Well, I know he's dead. Yeah, I never saw the body, but I know he's dead. But I don't know why. When I'm dreaming, I don't know when I'm drunk. I don't know when I'm in these weird states of mind, I mean unconscious, I feel the necessity of talking to him, I feel the necessity of having him. I don't know, I feel that I haven't closed up and I don't know how to do it.
Okay, so right now it seems that you cannot accept the death of him. So the fact that you are not accepting that he's dead makes you unable to experience the pain of losing him and therefore like moving on towards a healthier or a better stage. So I feel like it's been a really rough time for you and it's been a negative time and perhaps it's really hard to cope with all of these things and yeah, it's affecting you in a lot of spheres, like with your friends you don't want them to suffer and that's why perhaps you have like separated from them. um, but do you think that perhaps there are small things that you could do to achieve the goal of accepting the death of your father?
Well, maybe one of the reasons I didn't consider like suicide in a conscious state of mind is because I have my mom, and my mom is maybe I'm not that, I don't know, I don't have this connection I used to have with my father, but she's still my mom, and I love her, and I know she needs my help
Okay.
because if I'm having all this rough and painfulness and sadness, and I feel that I'm losing my mind because I'm getting like a bit crazy because of all these dreams and all of these unconscious things that are totally wrong. I feel the necessity that I need to keep her also alive because she is old, I mean, and maybe even though she's on therapy, I mean, she's taking these antidepressant pills, and maybe that could be one of the things and motivations for me to keeping up.
Okay. So you're telling me that perhaps your mother can serve you as like a support, but also as something that may prevent you from committing suicide or having another suicide ideation. Um, so your mother is someone that you think that you can really rely on, or that you can call in case you need some help.
Well, not that, I mean, I know I'm not getting any support of her because she's like in her world. She's totally, I don't know, depressed, and she is like not realizing what's happening, even though it's happened. It has passed a year. But I think it's my like duty to help her, even though I'm not giving that from her, because of all the things they did in my childhood, my parents. I think that I can retribute them with support, with love, and I will also love to her. I will love of her to came maybe with you because I think the therapy she's seeing is not helping her, or maybe it's not that she is not helping her, but maybe it's my mom that is not seeing like the correct panorama, you know.
Okay, so you're telling me that you do want your mother to like consider seeing another therapist because she is like perhaps not working on the therapy that she's currently, and you do want her to like see the bigger picture of all of these things. So perhaps we could work on first of all on a plan or an emergency plan in case you feel the same way that you felt on the party, so we can prevent something like that to happen again, and we can distribute it with your emergency contacts and with make plans that perhaps you could do that could prevent you from doing that and could help you like decrease the anxiety that you may feel in those moments. But then again, we can also work on the fact that there are some steps, little by little steps that we can have that it may lead you towards a more an acceptance of the death of your father. And we can work also on the idea that your mother is a really important figure right now in your life, because the fact that you think that you may have to protect her can also help you prevent another episode like this to happen. Okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will
Okay.
consider that.
Okay. So that's something that perhaps we can work on right now or in another session if you like. Thank you.